Hello everyone, this is Dave with CSS. Today I'm going to show you how to install the G mobile app onto your iPhone or iPad and also connect to your system and give you a quick run through on how to navigate through the system. So you just want to start off by making sure you're connected to the internet either through your cell phone card via Verizon like I have in my upper left, or if you're also on Wi-Fi you'll have those wavy bars to the right of the Verizon icon. At this point, go ahead and open up your App Store, and from there, you want to go ahead and click the upper right-hand corner where it says Search, and we're going to search for G exclamation point mobile, and you're going to see several different versions come up. Just make sure you get the right version for what your system has. And here we have version 6 running, so once it comes up, you'll see that I have version 6 already installed. It's the middle one up top. I'm going to go ahead and just hit open. Otherwise, it'll prompt you to either install or get and prompt you for your iTunes password. So I'm just go ahead and open it. And once I open up Gmobile 6, you're going to see that it's going to connect to my system automatically if I was previously in it. There will be some settings in there from a fresh start, so let me go ahead and close my app. You do that by double-clicking the home screen and then swiping up on the app you want to close. So now when I go back into Gmobile 6, you're going to see that it'll not automatically connect. And this remote connection is very important. Out of the box, it comes with the demo system input into the fields as far as the system name and the password. You need to make sure this is your unique system name under name and your password under password. If I were to hit connect right now, I would connect to the demo system, and obviously that's not what we want to do. If we're on Wi-Fi, we can just hit the local gray button right there next to the remote, and as long as we're on Wi-Fi inside the house, it'll connect to the system that's local on that network. So there we go, and this is your main screen for your G system. You have your home tab, which is right here on the left, and that home tab just gives you simple forecast for the week, gives you a calendar. You can even take some notes in the calendar if you want to. I personally don't use that feature very often, but some people use it, especially if they have a permanent screen in the system. And then you have home and away buttons down the bottom right that will let you change your thermostat and lighting schedule manually. Anytime you want to go back to the main menu, hit the G button. At this point, we're back at the main menu, and we can go into our security. And once we're in the security, we can choose CSS Office, which is our security system, or Front Door, which is our actual door lock. And I can go into CSS Office, and from here I have some simple arm, away, and stay. So if I hit one of these, it would actually arm the system. I'm not going to do it at this point since we have people in the office. But in the upper right, you see there's the status, zone, and history. If you're on an iPhone, these will be collapsed, so you'll just have an icon for status, and when you click the status icon, zone and history will drop down. Zone just gives you a quick overview of the zones in your system, and history will give you your history page and show you when zones have opened and closed, and you can scroll around, you can zoom in, see when certain events have happened on your system. So pretty handy. So now up top, you see in the upper left, I have a G button, which will get me back to the main menu. I have a shield, which will get me back to the security submenu. And then I have CSS Office up top with the arrow. So this gives me some different ways to navigate around. In this case, I'm going to hit the right arrow next to CSS Office, and that's going to scroll over to my door lock. And then from here, I can unlock and lock my door, check the battery status, see when it was secured and unsecured. So pretty handy. If I hit my security shield in the upper left, it will go back to my security overview. If I hit the G button in the upper left, it'll go back to my whole system overview. At this point, we can go into climate, and you see we have two thermostats in the system. The 74 and the 61, those are the actual room temperatures currently, and then the blue numbers above that on the upper right hand of each icon is the cool set point, and the red numbers in the bottom right of the icon is your heat set point. So if we go to my hallway, you'll see 74 is the room temp, 78 is the cool temp, and 74 is the heat temp. And then in the upper right, again, I have temp, schedule, and history. Again, if you're on an iPhone, these icons will be collapsed. You'd have to click on the icon, and schedule and history will drop down. So at this point, I can just go ahead and change my cool set point by just hitting the up arrow or the down arrow, or my heat set point by hitting down or up. I can hit the arrows next to fan, change that to on all the time, or auto, which is what I suggest you keep it on auto unless you want to have your fan blowing nonstop. And then also mode, you have off, cool, heat, and auto. Off is what you would expect to be off, and then cool and heat means that it won't do what's called auto changeover, which means I like auto changeover because it basically means that when the house gets above 78 degrees, it starts to cool. When the house gets below 74, it starts to heat. So it does an auto changeover for those spring days or fall days where it's hot during the day and cool at night. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my schedule button. So here's my schedule button, and from here you can see my schedules for throughout the week. I have a home and away schedule on the left side, and then I can just highlight and change temps depending what I want to happen. I can change the times. So pretty cool, pretty neat. Just good to make sure you realize that there is a home and away schedule, and those will usually initiate off either you changing the mode from the home page, like I showed you earlier. So if we hit home and away here, this would actually change the system from a scheduling standpoint. Or, like I said, you're going to go into schedules and you can change it here. So right now, that is our hallway temperature, set points, and then we can go to history, and this will show when you have HVAC running with the little bars down bottom showing the heat and the cool. You can scroll around, you can zoom in. The yellow line shows you your room temperature. The green line shows you the outside temperature. The red shade is your heating shading, and your blue shade is your cooling shading. So, pretty powerful, pretty cool. At this point, we can just go ahead and hit the G button. This is bring us back out to the main screen. We'll quickly go into lights, and I have some different lights in here, but pretty simple. You just have some sliders for your lights. They're labeled, so I can hit the arrow, which will change the lights to all the way off, or hit the right arrow, which will bring them back up. I can slide the middle slider, and that will change the dimming on that unit. And then, depending what's in your system, you might have some different scenes and things of that sort that you can have programmed in by your installer. I'm going to go ahead and hit the G button, go back into lighting, and there's some things in here as far as scheduling that you can use. So if we go into schedule here, we'll see that we have some schedules, and we can change it from sunset plus 30 minutes and tell certain lights to turn on and off. At this point, we're not going to do that, and we'll just go ahead and exit out of this guy. Hit the G button, goes back to your main screen, and then you have media, and this is where you can go ahead and turn on certain rooms. You can see I have several rooms on currently on my system. From here I have an up and a down as far as changing volumes and things of that sort. If I wanted to go into my front area, you see we had Dire Straits playing. I can go into My Services, Pandora, Your Stations, and then I can start playing a station of my choosing. So I highlight it and I can hit play. At this point, it'll start playing No Doubt, Just a Girl, and then I can change the volume. I'll go ahead and turn it down. I can pause. I can skip to the next track. So pretty flexible. There's a home icon up here that always gets you back out to the My Services, My Library, Internet Radio, and Favorites page. My Services is where you're going to find that your Sirius XM, your Pandora, your Spotify, that's where My Services will be stored. My Library is basically any local music you have uploaded to your music server, and it works just like the other stuff. You just go and find the artist you want to play, you highlight it, and you hit play, and they'll start playing Adele in that room. And then we can go ahead and hit home again, and then there's internet radio. This is FM and AM radio from anywhere in the world. So in this case, we just go ahead and hit local, FM, and then here's all the stations local to us. So I go ahead and put on some classical music, and then hit play, and that will start streaming FM through the internet in perfect quality without any static or anything like that. Alrighty, so I can go ahead and hit my G button. And a couple more things. Cameras is probably a good one. And then from here, you can go into our cameras. You can see the different rooms, and then you'll see them come up. So pretty neat. Gives you some flexibility from one interface. So we really like it. And that should be enough to get you started. We'll come out with some more videos that go more in detail as far as setting up schedules for climate, setting up schedules for lighting, and then go more in depth for your media control. So look forward to those videos in the near future. Thanks for watching.